Hello, I'm your host Dave Elliott, and this is Geektown's top 5 shows you should be watching in May 2017. Lots of great new shows coming this May to UK TV, and we kick off with American Gods, landing on Amazon Prime Video from the 1st of May. When Shadow Moon, played by Ricky Whittle, is released from prison, he meets Ian McShane's Mr. Wednesday, and a storm begins to brew. Left adrift by the recent death of his wife, Shadow is hired as Mr. Wednesday's bodyguard, and finds himself in a hidden world where magic is real and an epic battle is stirring between the fabled old gods and the new gods created by society's obsession with things like media and technology. It's an epic, brilliant series, and if you don't have Amazon Prime, now is the time to go out and try it. Next we have Jamestown, a new drama coming on the 5th of May at 9pm to Sky One. Set in 1619, the show follows a group of women who move to the New World and are destined to be married to the men of Jamestown. They see the prospect of freedom and adventure, but some men are threatened by the impact the women will have and are looking for ways to keep their authority and influence intact. Starring Naomi Battrick, Sophie Rundle, Nima Walsh, Max Beasley and Jason Fleming, and from the creators of Downton Abbey, this is going to be one to watch. Moving from 17th century up to the modern day, we have Loaded, a brand new comedy drama coming to Channel 4 from the 8th of May at 10pm. Starring Yonderland's Jim Howick, Doctor Who's Samuel Anderson, Babylon's Johnny Sweet, and Uncle's Nick Helm, the show follows 4 friends who sell their start-up video game business for hundreds of millions of pounds. Finding themselves multi-millionaires overnight, not all the boys are coping with this new wealth, and it starts to put their lifelong friendships to the test. It's a great premise with a superb cast, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this show plays out. Next we have Fargo Season 3, which doesn't have an exact date at the time of recording, but is due to land towards the end of May on Channel 4. The star of the anthology series this year is Ewan McGregor, who plays identical twin brothers Emmett and Ray Stussy. Whereas Emmett is the self-proclaimed parking lot king of Minnesota, Ray is scraping by as a probation officer who feels his brother betrayed him when they divided up their father's inheritance. Their sibling rivalry follows a twisted path that begins with a petty theft but soon leads to murder, mobsters, and cutthroat competitive bridge. The ever-changing Fargo has retained its brilliance over the last 2 seasons, so I see no reason why this shouldn't be utterly awesome. And finally we have House of Cards, which returns for its 5th season to Netflix on the 30th of May, and sees Kevin Spacey and Robin Wright back as the ultimate power couple, Frank and Claire Underwood. Last season we saw some pretty gaping chasms open up in Frank and Claire's relationship. Now they seem to be back together and are fighting re-election, with Frank aiming for the Oval Office and Claire as VP. Can they keep their differences aside and fend off the Republican challenger, played by Suicide Squad's Joel Kinnaman? It's not long until we find out. If you haven't got Netflix, House of Cards is one of those shows that makes you want to go out and get it. I've been your host Dave Elliott, and these are Geektown's top 5 picks on UK TV for May. For more information on all the shows coming this month and beyond, go check out geektown.co.uk. You can also listen to us weekly by downloading the Geektown Radio podcast from your favourite podcast provider.